maybe a little bit too short because there was still so much to do, and the team was moving so well. You know, we were flying. Other than that, no, I enjoyed every moment here. The players were fantastic. The staff were fantastic. Everybody was part of that process, you know. So not many regrets.
Finally figured it out.
Politics, getting involved in sports, people that have no clue about what they're saying or what they're doing, acting like they do, false promises, you know, about facilities, and they have a 6-year plan. I was there a year. I saw no movement in anything in terms of training base. You know, in Hong Kong we have a world-class training base. So if you really want to do something, it should be less talking and more action.
Finally figured it out.
Yeah, well, there was some support, of course, because they're paying the salaries and helping the CTFA with financial stuff. But what I can't stand is people that are using words to further their own position. There's nothing stopping Taiwan and the government of Taiwan and people of Taiwan from having one professional team. Nothing stopping. You have a training base in Kaohsiung. You could house players there. You could train there. You could pick 30 very good players from Taiwan League to play in an overseas league, Hong Kong League, Philippines League. This is not a big deal. This is very simple. But what you're doing is you're giving those players actually a career path. And you're giving the young players an opportunity to say, right, I can actually go somewhere. Or they work hard against all the obstacles like Chen Polian, like Chen Haowei, like Wen Qi, who go out and find their own career path with very little support from anybody else. You could pick 30 players, take the national team, make them full-time, pay them a good salary. Doesn't have to be ridiculous amounts of money, but more than what they earn in their jobs, and make them full-time football players. After they've been with this team in Taiwan, whatever you want to call it, they get picked up by bigger teams, and then a new player comes in, and it's just a constant flow of developing players into professional football. And now you have a pathway for professional career. So the parents maybe are pushing kids to play football rather than pushing them to stop because there's no pathway.
Finally figured it out.
How important is that cup? Really? So you don't go to the MC Cup, so what? The winner of the Taiwan Premier League can still go. So this team should be an elite arm. So you have the Taiwan Premier League as the feeder. This is the ground where you pick up all the players. And from this league, they go to this special elite team. You can still have somebody represent those small competitions because they're not going to the AFC Champions League. They're going to the AFC Cup, which is the lower level. How much benefit is that to developing a football in Taiwan, where you could have a professional team playing in a competitive environment every week, come home and away games, so you're getting new teams coming to see, so fans can see different teams. There should be a reason to do it. And then that group feeds the national team. The national team is constantly prepared. Whenever there's a tournament, it's not difficult, really not difficult.
Finally figured it out.
Because reality is, the Taiwan Premier League isn't inspiring anybody. There's nobody going to the games. The level of the games are of a low level, of an amateur level. It's not really helping the national team, as you saw in these games already. So you have to change something. The Taiwan Premier League is a great feeder system to something else, but it's not the end product. Until all those teams are professional and have youth development and academies and training bases and all the other things that you should have, it's just amateur football. Taiwan has to create a professional football pathway. That's the answer. You know, I'm not being arrogant or ridiculous or thinking that this is a dream. If you want to have football as a serious sport in Taiwan, you have to have a serious program. Simple as that. You know, how is Pan not at a professional club? You know, this is a very good international footballer. And other players like him, they should all be professional footballers. But they are thinking about other things and doing other things. They can't focus on being a player. So this is the job of the government, of the country, to take care of their national treasures that are representing the people. Spend some money, create an environment, and you can do it in the
Finally figured it out.
Tim Chow played one game. This is another big problem, I think, with media. You've got Chen Po Liang that has played 100 times for his club just recently. He's played so many games for Taiwan, scored so many goals for Taiwan. He's a Taiwan captain. Tim Chow seems to get more press time, more advantages than someone like a Chen Po, which is absolutely crazy. Tim Chow played one game, which we lost. Why? There was all kinds of issues leading up to him coming in. Most of it not caused by Tim, but caused by the people around him. So Tim Chow, good player, nice guy, and then you have to balance his benefits versus the negatives to the team. But again, Tim might end up becoming a very good player. He's still very young, but for me, Wen has a history. He's proven himself as an elite player for Taiwan and in China. So these, maybe in time Tim can become that type of player. But I'm not sure where he's playing at the moment. I think he left the UK. But he's going to have to make sure that he's in a good environment. But I think the interest also should be on Will Donkin. I think Will Donkin's played more games than both of those put together, Javier and Tim Chow. So maybe speak more about him. He's the future. He's playing at a very high level in England. So he is very exciting to talk about. I spoke to him and he seems very positive that he'll get something at Crystal Palace, which is fantastic. He will no longer be a youth player, he will be a professional player. So that will happen this year. So hopefully that happens because he has so much potential. He has things that not many players have. And he's perfect for Taiwan, not only as a football player, but as a role model, because he's such a good boy, and the players love him. And he brings up the mood, doesn't bring it down. These are the ones you want.
Finally figured it out.
I have no interest or control over appearance. That has nothing to do with the head coach. That is something that's set by the federation. And the only thing that would control for a head coach is usually a win bonus. And that's given to the players that get the win, right? So you have an appearance fee and then you have a win bonus. So in terms of appearance fees, that's got nothing to do with the head coach. That is set by the budget of the FA. I don't control the budget. I'm not carrying around the money in bags. That's there's a budget set by the FA, and they decide what they can and can't pay. These are misled, lack of knowledge, maybe bad reporting to create a problem that isn't even a real problem.
Finally figured it out.
Great technical coach. That was a role that he did very well, not only here in Taiwan, but also in Shanghai. So we had a long relationship together. But in football, things change. It's not always so simple that you can just keep moving from place to place together. And that's just the reality of professional football. It's not always easy changing people because you get into a rhythm. This is how we work. This is how we work. But his job was to assist me in anything that I needed him for. That's his role. Whether that was analysing games, whether that was taking technical sessions, and he is very good at that.